Organizational structure is concerned with questions such as who reports to whom, and who does what, and where's the work done. Let's take a look at the concept of organizational structure. Organizational structure is the vertical and horizontal configuration of departments, authority, and jobs within an organization. An organizational process is the collection of activities that transform inputs into outputs that customers value. Organizational process asks, how do things get done? Traditionally, organizational structures have been based on some form of departmentalization. Departmentalization is a method of subdividing work and workers into separate organizational units that take responsibility for completing particular tasks. One of the most common organizational structures is functional departmentalization. Functional departmentalization organizes work and workers into separate units responsible for particular business functions or areas of expertise. A common functional structure might have individuals organized into accounting, sales, marketing, production, and human resource departments. Product departmentalization organizes work and workers into separate units responsible for producing particular products or services. One of the advantages of product departmentalization is that, like functional departmentalization, it allows managers and workers to specialize in one area of expertise. Customer departmentalization organizes work and workers into separate units responsible for particular kinds of customers. The primary advantage of customer departmentalization is that it focuses the organization on customer needs rather than on products or business functions. Geographic departmentalization organizes work and workers into separate units responsible for doing business in a particular geographic area. The primary advantage of geographic departmentalization is that it helps companies respond to the demands of different markets. This can be especially important when the company sells in different countries. Matrix departmentalization is a hybrid structure in which two or more forms of departmentalization are used together. The most common matrix combines the product and functional forms of departmentalization, but other forms may also be used. The primary advantage of matrix departmentalization is that it allows companies to manage in an efficient manner large, complex tasks such as researching, developing, and marketing pharmaceuticals or carrying out complex global business. In a complex matrix, managers from different parts of the matrix might report to the same matrix manager, who helps them sort out conflicts and problems. The chain of command is the vertical line of authority that clarifies who reports to whom throughout the organization. People higher in the chain of command have the right, if they so choose, to give commands, take action, and make decisions concerning activities occurring anywhere below them in the chain. In the following discussion about delegation and decentralization, you'll learn that managers don't always choose to exercise their authority directly. One of the key assumptions underlining the chain of command is unity of command, which means that workers should report to just one boss. In practical terms, this means that only one person can be in charge at a time. Matrix organizations, in which employees have two bosses, automatically violate this principle. This is one of the primary reasons that matrix organizations are difficult to manage. Unity of command serves as an important purpose to prevent the confusion that might arise when an employee receives conflicting commands from two different bosses. Line authority is the right to command immediate subordinates in the chain of command. By contrast, staff authority is the right to advise but not command others who are not subordinates in the chain of command. The terms line and staff are also used to describe different functions within the organization. A line function is an activity that contributes directly to creating or selling the company's products. For example, activities that take place within the manufacturing and marketing departments would be considered line functions. A staff function, such as accounting, human resources, or legal services, does not contribute directly to creating or selling the company's products, but instead supports line activities. For example, marketing managers might consult with legal staff to ensure wording of an advertisement is within the law. Delegation of authority is the assignment of direct authority and responsibility to the subordinate to complete tasks for which the manager is normally responsible. When a manager delegates work, three transfers occur. First, the manager transfers full responsibility for the assignment to the subordinate. The second transfer that occurs with delegation is that a manager gives the subordinate full authority over the budget, resources, and personnel needed to do the job. To do the job effectively, subordinates must have the same tools and information at their disposal that managers had when they were responsible for the task. In other words, for delegation to work, delegated authority must be commensurate with delegated responsibility. The third transfer occurs with delegation is the transfer of accountability. The subordinate now has the authority and responsibility for the job and in return is accountable for getting the job done. In other words, managers delegate their managerial authority and responsibility to subordinates in exchange for results. Centralization of authority is the location of the most authority at the upper levels of the organization. Decentralization is the location of a significant amount of authority in the lower levels of the organization. An organization is decentralized if it has a high degree of delegation at all levels. In a decentralized organization, workers closest to problems are authorized to make decisions necessary to solve the problems on their own. Decentralization has a number of advantages. It develops employee capabilities throughout the company and leads to faster decision-making and more satisfied customers and employees. Furthermore, a study of 1,000 large companies found that companies with a high degree of decentralization outperformed those with a low degree of decentralization. Specifically, only 31% of employees in these 1,000 companies were responsible for recommending improvements to management. Overall, just 10% of employees received the training and information needed to support a truly decentralized approach to management. With results like these, the key question is no longer whether companies should decentralize, but where they should decentralize. One rule of thumb is to stay centralized where standardization is important and to decentralize where standardization is unimportant. Standardization means solving problems by consistently applying the same rules, procedures, and processes. Job design refers to the number, kind, and variety of tasks that individual workers perform in doing their jobs. Job specialization occurs when a job is composed of a small part of a larger task or process. Specialized jobs are characterized by simple, easy-to-learn steps, low variety, and high repetition. One of the clear disadvantages of specialized jobs is that being so easy to learn, they quickly become boring. This in turn can lead to low job satisfaction and high absenteeism and employee turnover, all of which are costly to organizations. Why then do companies continue to create and use specialized jobs? The primary reason is that specialized jobs are very economical. Because of the efficiency of specialized jobs, organizations are often reluctant to eliminate them. Consequently, job design and job redesign efforts have focused on modifying jobs to keep the benefits of specialized jobs while reducing their obvious costs and disadvantages. Three methods, job rotation, job enlargement, and job enrichment, have been used to try to improve specialized jobs. Job rotation attempts to overcome the disadvantage of job specialization by periodically moving workers from one specialized job to another to give them more variety and the opportunity to use different skills. Another way to counter the disadvantages of specialization is to enlarge the job. Job enlargement increases the number of different tasks that a worker performs within one particular job. Instead of being assigned to just one task, workers with enlarged jobs are given several tasks to perform. Job enrichment attempts to overcome the deficiencies in specialized work by increasing the number of tasks and by giving workers the authority to control and make meaningful decisions about their work. In contrast, the job characteristics model, known as the JCM, is an approach to job redesign that seeks to formulate jobs in ways that motivate workers and can lead to positive work outcomes. Internal motivation is motivation that comes from the job itself rather than from outside rewards such as a raise or praise from a boss. If workers feel that performing the job well itself is rewarding, then the job has internal motivation. What kinds of jobs produce the three critical psychological states? Moving another step to the left in this exhibit, you can see that these psychological states arise from jobs having strong core job characteristics, skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. That's what the job characteristics model is all about. Skill variety is the number of different activities performed in a job. Task identity is the degree to which the job, from beginning to end, requires completion of a whole and identifiable piece of work. Task significance is the degree to which a job is perceived to have substantial impact on others inside or outside the organization. Autonomy is the degree to which a job gives workers the discretion, freedom, independence to decide how and when to accomplish work. Finally, feedback is the amount of information the job provides to workers about their work performance. Combining tasks increases skill variety and task identity by joining separate, specialized tasks into larger work modules. Work can be formed into natural work units by arranging tasks according to a logical or meaningful group. Establishing client relationships increases skill variety, autonomy, and feedback by giving employees direct contact with clients and customers. Vertical loading means pushing some managerial authority down to workers. The last job redesign technique offered by the model, opening feedback channels, means finding additional ways to give employees direct, frequent feedback about their job performance.